The state television company represents the most important news for today. Good day. Broadcast for today. New European literary project dedicated to women writers of Western Armenia. All civil prisoners of Azerbaijan should be released. Greta Thunberg. The Armenian church in Western Armenia, St. Mariam Astsvatsatsin, has been reopened. Sons of Western Armenia, Richard Donchian. Russia and Azerbaijan continue to discuss the issue on opening a Russian consulate in Stepanakert. Along with the destruction of Armenian heritage, Baku is also conducting a policy to Islamize Artsakh. The 1901 earthquake of Karno, the destruction of the Church of the Holy Mother of God, and the historical loss of the Armenian people. The new joint literary project of Diary of the Netherlands and Orel Armenian European magazine, dedicated to Western Armenian women writers who lived and created in the second half of the 19th century. They are as follows: Elpis Kesarchan, Sırpuhi Tusap, Sipil, Zabil Khanchan, Hayk Kanush Mark, Topuzyan, Zabel Yesayan, Mari Beylerian, Zaruhi Galemkaryan, Arshakuni Theodik, and others. The title of the project is Women Writers of Western Armenia and Time. The aim of the project is to shed light on the charitable, patronage, educational and literary cultural activities of women authors of Western Armenia based on factual and documentary materials. Taking into account the context of history, remarkable features of their activities, other valuable information not yet published in the press will also be given. The project is managed by Nayara Hambartsumyan, candidate of Philological Sciences, Associate Professor, Senior Researcher of the Institute of Literature named after Manuk Aberyan. All civil prisoners in Azerbaijan must be released. This was announced by Greta Thunberg, a Swedish climate change activist and political activist. On the occasion of the start of the COP29 climate summit planned in Azerbaijan, the pressures are against the civil society in that country with the authorities' government. The information is transmitted by ETC. St. Astsvatsatsin Church of the village of Vakf in Musa mountain of Hatan, which was damaged by the earthquake after being repaired and improved on the eve of the Feast of the Transfiguration of the Virgin on August 17, 2024, was anointed by His Majesty Sahakyan. The head of the Diocese of Great Britain and Bishop of Ireland, Havakim Manukyan, participated in the ceremony. After the prayers of ceremony, His Holiness Patriarch Father anointed the senior tabernacle and the Lord's icon with holy myrrh. No one has yet been able to show me a complex mathematical equation capable of predicting whether a market trend is rising, increasing, or horizontal. Richard Donchian was born in 1905 in the United States in a family that had left Western Armenia in the 1880s. The innovative method of analyzing commodity trends which he created allowed the development of trading systems that are still used today. After graduating from Yale University in the Faculty of Economics, Donchian first worked in the business of carpet sales, while also dealing in securities buying and selling. In 1929, as a result of the economic crisis, he lost his property, which forced him to delve into the field of price history and commercial trends. He continued his career in the financial sector, working on Wall Street. During his lifetime, Richard Donchian published dozens of articles and founded the company Futures Inc., one of the first open-ended equity funds. Reaffirming the success and longevity of his work, many of his principles are still applied in the commodity trading industry today. Russia and Azerbaijan continue to discuss the issue of the possibility of opening a Russian consulate general in Artsakh. Azeri ambassador to Moscow, Poland, Bulbuloglu, said in an interview with TASS. Russia has expressed a desire to open a consulate because we already have two main consulates in Russia, in Yekaterinburg and St. Petersburg. Taking into account the huge size of Russia and the number of Azerbaijanis, it is logical. In Azerbaijan, on the contrary, the work of the consulates is more limited, but the discussions continue and various options are offered, said Bulbuloglu. Earlier, the head of the International Affairs Committee of the Federal Council, Grigory Karasin, announced the possible preparation for the opening of the Russian Consulate General in Stepanakert. His words caused anger among the Azerbaijan society. Exactly 11 months ago, the Turkish-Azerbaijan terrorist tandem once again unleashed a large-scale war against Artsakh, which caused a very difficult humanitarian situation, as a result of which the Republic of Artsakh was occupied and depopulated. Many civilian infrastructures were targeted during the war. All the available facts show that during the time, those are the most serious crimes against humanity committed by the Azerbaijan occupation units. From the complete depopulation and temporary occupation of Artsakh until today, many historic and cultural values, a number of residential districts, and entire settlements were destroyed and appropriated by Baku state regime. Azerbaijan has vandalized the statue of Sahakyan in Stepanakert. Baku turned the historical layer of Shushi's 19th century St. Astsvatsatsin church of Meghretsots into a garbage dump. Baku destroyed the spring monument of Agatangeghos village of Kashatagh region. Azerbaijan destroyed the monument cross-stone of the Martakert city. And also Azerbaijan targets the monuments of the Vank village of Martakert region. The big and small columns monument, which came under the control of Baku, was destroyed. This list is not complete and growing with two-dimensional progression, with new cases of vandalism being recorded every second. And all this was carried out in front of the eyes of the Christian world. Along with the appropriation and destruction of the Armenian historical and cultural heritage, the leadership of Baku also conducts a policy of Islamization of Artsakh cultural heritage of the Armenian highlands. On 14 January 1901, a devastating earthquake occurred in Karno, Erzurum Garin, Vilayet of Western Armenia. The earthquake was powerful and was not only in Karno Vilayet but also in the surrounding regions. The earthquake of 1901 caused great destructions in Karno Vilayet of Western Armenia, and among them was the collapse of the Church of Holy Astsvatsatsin. St. Astsvatsatsin was an important spiritual and cultural center in Karno, and its destruction was a great loss for the Armenian community. The collapse of the church was another bitter blow to the Armenians, who were already suffering from the oppression of the Ottoman authorities. This case again reminds of the many disasters and losses in the history of the Armenian people, which forced the Armenian nation to unite and resist various difficulties. Unfortunately, the historical presence of Armenians in that area was completely destroyed after the 1915 genocide against Armenians. This was all for today. Goodbye.